Hey everyone, welcome back to Geek Strong. In today's video, it is episode 3, the final episode of the Star Wars Haslab sail barge. In today's video, that wall behind me, we're going to paint up that wall. I might do that without the camera going, but I'm going to paint that wall. I have a cool idea for a shelf. I've been going back and forth with a few different ideas, and I came up with a pretty cool idea just recently. So I think it's going to look awesome, and it's going to display very nice. Fingers crossed. And also we're going to load up the barge with some figures. And I have some figures right down there. So what do you say? We're going to let our favorite bartender do the intro. So woo her. What do you say?
Hey, let's do this.
What?
I said, let's do this.
I guess we have to do this.
Possibly a dream, you said.
Did they just say, let's do this?
Alright, let's take a look at the wall before I paint it up. So I filled in all the holes with joint compound. I used the putty knife. Filled in all those holes, and I'm going to sand it down, but I'm not going to use sandpaper. I'm going to use a damp rag, and that'll make it so I don't create any dust, dust is our enemy in a toy room, right? I'm going to move those figures before that, and I'm not going to put those figures back. I think I want to put the skiffs right underneath the barge. I know this display looks really good over here. I like this. I think it's pretty cool, but I kind of want to keep everything together, so I'm going to put those underneath it and see how it looks. Originally, I was going to paint this wall different colors, but I think I'm just going to do white. Originally, I was going to do like half of it, the top half be like a blue, like the sky, and the lower half a beige, like the desert sand, and then the shelf, paint it like the desert sand, so it just gave it a scenery, but I think I just want to keep it simple and white. I can always revisit it and paint it if I decide that I want to do that later. But for now, I think I'm just going to paint it white and put the skiffs and the barge together, including the Sarlacc pit if everything fits. So here we go. It's all cleaned up, sanded down with a damp cloth. And we do have these bigger holes that I had to fill in. Those were from the pegboard. So the pegboard, it had kind of like legs on it to keep it further away from the wall. And when you screwed that into a stud, it like pushed right through the sheetrock in a little bit, you know what I mean? So it made those big holes. So I had to fill those up. And here's a quick look at the pegboard. So I did paint it white, and this is plastic. It was originally black, but here are the legs that I'm talking about. So when you screwed into the wall, this, you know, because you go through a stud, a 2x4, it really pulls it in. So this kind of sunk into the sheetrock. But these pegboards work fantastic. That's what I have set up over there. So for now, I'm going to do the ultra white. But I'm really tempted to doing this beige, like the sands of Tatooine. But for now, I'm just going to do white. And maybe one day we'll do this. But let me know in the comments, what would you do? Would you paint it the sands of Tatooine, or would you just paint that wall white? Or would you do the sands of Tatooine and a blue sky? That'd be pretty cool too. But for now, I'm going to do the white. But let me know in the comments, what would you do? Okay, while we're waiting for the paint to dry, let's talk about the shelves. So the shelves, I was going to use these two 4 feet, and I was going to glue them together and put them together with dowels to make it a little stronger. So drill a couple holes, but I don't have clamps and all that stuff, so that just seemed too much work, and it might not even come out right. So I decided to go with possibly a piece of plywood and just cut it to the width I would need, because this is 4 feet long, and I would just cut it to about 16, 17 inches wide, and then maybe like curve it around and stuff like that to make it so it's not just a shelf. It kind of like wavy looking, like sand dunes, I guess. I don't know. But these are the brackets that I was going to use to put on the wall. And I have those pretty much everywhere here. They kind of blend in with the figures and you don't really notice them that much. But I was going to put it like right here. So I think there's a stud right around here. So there would be 3. Because there's a stud here, and then another stud like over here. So have 3 of them. And then put that piece of plywood there on top of it, and then I could put figures or whatever I needed underneath it. So from here down would be white, and then where the shelf starts up would be beige for the sand dunes, and then up above would be the color of the sky. So yeah, it might look cool that way, but I don't know, it seems like a lot of work, and like I said, it might be too busy. So I'm kind of scratching the idea for the shelves because I kind of want to see more of the barge. I don't want most of it to be shelf sticking around it. I want to actually see underneath it. So what I decided to do, and hopefully this works, and it should, because this only weighs under 15 pounds, this whole thing. It's like 14 point something pounds. So what I decided to do, I went into the plumbing section. Let's see what we can find at Home Depot. And this is steel pipes, metal pipes. Right here it says, see if you can read what it says on it. These are 12 by 18 and they're black steel pipe. Right, so I have 3 of them. So these are basically going to be my shelf width. And what I'm going to do is anchor them to the wall with this. So you screw this into here like that, right? So this will stick into the wall, coming out that way like that, and then I can put the barge on top of it. And I'll be able to see underneath the barge, which will be pretty cool, and it'll mainly be barge. It won't be a shelf. So I think that's pretty cool. And then you can cap it off, these steel pipes, you put these on the end for more decoration. And these are kind of cool looking. I like it. It's kind of industrial look. And then I have 2-inch screws to go into the studs of the wall. So fingers crossed this works. If I need to use a shelf, because these are so long and the legs are spaced out just enough that I think I could probably still use that piece of plywood that piece of wood that it's on right now. That would just work. I could just put that on top of these, and that would be my floating shelf type of deal, and it won't stick out so far on either end, if that makes sense. It won't take up the whole 4 feet of shelf and then barge on top of it. So, all right, enough rambling on. So the paint, I'm going to put on one more coat of paint, and then I might wait till tomorrow before I hang these, but I'm pretty impatient. I might do it tonight. So either way, you'll know when I'm doing it. So Man, hope this comes out good. Fingers crossed. Let's do it. Okay, these go together real simple. Just want to make sure you don't cross thread, which it seems like we're going in right. It's good. Squeeze it in there tight. And that's it, all the way through. So there's one. I'm trying to find the best end. This one has some glue or something on it. I'll probably clean it up, but and then we put the other end just like this. And again, try not to, definitely don't want to cross thread. So make sure it goes on right. Let's see. This one's giving me a little problem. Just the angle I'm at. Okay, there we go. Nice and tight. So there you go. Pretty cool. Okay, before we hang up these pieces, I have to figure out where the barge is going to go. So I want to make sure there's enough space for the skiffs. So I put the skiffs here, and I like it. I think it's going to look pretty good. I mean, obviously you want Luke facing the Sarlacc pit, but I think the Sarlacc pit looks good there. And I have a base up in the attic that goes with this, but I think it might be too big for this area here, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'll go up there probably this weekend and take it down, or maybe next week, but for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. Maybe in a future video, you'll see what it looks like with that piece on, if it fits. But yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good. So we have Boba Fett there. We have the other skiff with the other guards. And yeah, I think it's going to work pretty good. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Are you liking it so far? So we're going to put the, I kind of like the shadows behind that. That looks kind of cool, huh? But, so we'll put the posts here, here, and here, roughly where the stud is. And then we'll put the barge above it. The skiffs are over here now, and they're not down in the corner. I can put my micro collection over here, and that fits pretty good. I think it looks great. And I can put the 1978 mail away on this side, as well as the scene from the trash compactor and the retro original figures in the box still there. So yeah, everything works out. We find space, move things around. I think it's coming out pretty good.
8 hours later.
Okay, it's about 8 hours later and the paint is dry, so we're ready to hang the shelving. So, but before I hang it, I need to measure the height of the sail barge from the lowest point to the highest point. And I'm going to add the shelf in here also, just in case I need to add the shelf and it won't sit properly on the metal pieces, the metal shelving. So we are about 19 inches to 20 inches, so I'm going to go with 20 just to be safe. So 20 it is. Okay, let's measure from the projector to here, because the barge will sit here and the sail will come to about here, and I don't want it touching the projector. So we're going to measure 20 inches, and 20 inches should be right around here. So I have it marked already on the wall. And to feel a stud, I usually tap the wall, and you can hear hollow, and then you can hear when it gets solid. So listen. Hear that? So there's a stud right there. Fingers crossed. Okay, the next step, I'm going to put the furthest piece on, and I'm going to use a board and a level to get the exact position, because if I measure from here to here, there's a couple of pieces that are uneven for this half wall. So I want to make sure that this is going to be level. So let's find the stud. Stud's right about there. We're going to put this right around here. It looks about good. It's easy to do this with two people, but for now, it's just me. So I have this on. Make sure you have a board that's level also and it's not warped. Right around there looks good. So I'm going to drill that in, double check looks like we're good. So I'm going to put a couple of nail punches in the wall, and then I will move the board. So just to see how close we are, we're about 12 inches there, and let's see where we are here. And this is about 12 inches. Just a little bit less, because this actually board is higher. So it's just shy of this one. But because the board, again, isn't level, this should be level. So let's drill this in. Fingers crossed I hit a stud. Good to go. Look at that. That looks fantastic. So I can take these legs off. I don't need the legs on it, because I think this is going to work. And so I'll take these legs off afterwards. Maybe I'll take them off now. Yeah, there we go. Just a little, yeah, perfect. So we'll take a closer look at the sail barge. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Check it out. Wow, that looks awesome. So I think this is going to work. I might be a little concerned about the middle now that I'm thinking about it. But let me know in the comments, do you think I should add a third? Or leave it with the two? And you think the plastic will be good and won't bow through the ears? Maybe I'll end up putting a shelf on there. But for now, I think it looks fantastic. And it's definitely going to hold. Here it is with the shelf piece. And it does look good, but not as good. I like it free. Floating looks really good. But this is definitely an option. It's more of a safety option, I guess. So let me know in the comments, which way should I display it? Like this? Or without the piece of wood for a shelf? Wow, time flies when you're having fun. We're over 20 minutes, so I'm going to have to cut this video short. I'm not going to have time to put the figures on the barge. So stay tuned for episode 4 of the Haslab sail barge unboxing, walkthrough, putting it on a shelf, and now coming soon, we're going to open up some figures and put it on here. We'll put the skiffs back where they belong. But I hope this video gives you ideas on how to hang your barge or other ships. I think this is a pretty cool option. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. Remember, we are all Geek Strong, take care, everyone.
Hey, let's do this.
What?
I said, let's do this.
I guess we have to do this.
Hardly agree with you, sir.
Did they just say, let's do this?